Everyone, welcome back to Mamta Nival tutorial. And guys, in this video we're going to start a new chapter number 15, and the name of the chapter is Air Around Us. Have you ever seen air which is present around us? As we all know, all the living things require air. Okay, to survive in the earth we require air for it. So we know that air is everywhere, but have you ever seen the air? No, but we have felt the presence of air in our daily life. Like sometime we feel some tree rustle. Okay, we tree rustle. What is this? When two leaves will rub each other because of the air pressure. Okay, the speed of the air is so high that it can push one leaf to rub on the other leaves, and that's why this process is happen. Okay, what else have you ever seen when you turn on your fan, and if there is an open book present in the room, so what happened, that page will start turning by themselves. Okay, so this is why, because the fan is moving the air, and that fan will provide the speed to the air, and that speed of the air will help to generate that much energy which can change, or which can rotate the pages of that open book. Okay, or we can say that when we fly a kite, how we can fly a kite? We can fly kite because of the presence of air around us. Okay, and one more important process which we do, like winnowing process. Okay, what is winnowing process? We need this kind of a process to separate seeds out of the dust, or we can say that sawdust or sand. If these three things are present together, or they are the mixture, if we need to remove our seed only from all these waste product, so we require a winnowing process. And in that process there is a person which will hold a piece of any metal or any substance on which this mixture is. They keep that mixture, a small quantity of mixture on it, where the seed as well as sawdust and sand present in this mixture. Okay, and this the wind will coming from this direction, so that all the heavy particle, what are the heavy particle, is the seed will get into, or we can say that fall on the same area, and the sawdust and the sand is lighter, so that it will carried out by the air, and they will go from they will separate it from the seeds. So this is the process which is winnowing. We require air for this process also. Okay, sometime in the childhood you have must played with the firki. This kind of a structure it has. We can make it with the help of the paper, and this is a normal stand. So this rotate because of the air. When we run by holding this stick and we run in this direction, then what happened, because of the pressure of the air which put on this, on these blades, so these blades start moving or rotating. So this is why, because there is presence of air. So we have felt the presence of air, but we haven't seen it. So can we say that air is everywhere? Okay, air is present everywhere. Can we say that? Let's take an example for it. This is a empty bottle. Okay, this is a empty bottle which do not contain anything. So is it empty in real? Let's check it. We take a tumbler, and here we put some water into it, and we will take this empty bottle and put it downward in this direction in the water. Okay, what happened? If this bottle is empty, then why the water is not getting inside that bottle? So if it is empty, so water should take place that area, that empty area, and water should filled in that bottle. But it is not, because there is air present it. And that air do not provide any space, so that because of that water cannot get into the bottle. Okay, so it require, first of all, it require the air to escape from the bottle. So what we can do to escape the air, this is the same beaker or tumbler. Here we can tilt the bottle a little. Okay, if we tilt the bottle, what happen, the because of that angle, now the air can come out of the bottle in the form of bubbles. You can see the bubbles coming out from the bottles, and these bubbles will, what these bubbles, these are the airs which is coming from the bottles or escaping from the bottle, and the place will be replaced by the water space will be replaced by the the air space will be replaced by the water, and we can fill the bottle with the water. Okay, so this is how we can fill a water bottle. So what is that, what is it is saying, that it is that the even the bottle is empty. Okay, even the bottle is empty, it's still filled with air. So never anything is, never we can say that the thing is empty, it always contain air into it. Okay, so because air is transparent, we cannot see it, but the presence of air is always present. Okay, so where is air present? We can say that the atmosphere. In the atmosphere there is the layer which is extended up to some kilometer from the base of the earth. So this is the land portion, and to some extent, to some kilometer, we can say that in that area, this is the layer which is we called as atmosphere, and in which air is present. Okay, air is present in it. Okay, like why, like you must have seen some mountaineer who used to climb on the mountains. So they carry some oxygen cylinder. Okay, they carry oxygen cylinder with them. Why they require oxygen? Because on the high altitude there is lack of air, and due to the lack air, the water, the oxygen also getting down. So the level of oxygen is also low at the high altitude, as well as the level of air. So we do not require complete air to survive, we require oxygen the most to fulfill our needs. So when we are climbing on a mountain, when we are climbing on a mountain, our metabolism is working, and our body require high amount of oxygen for that, and that oxygen cannot be fulfilled by direct air, because the air is very less, and that less air contain more lesser oxygen in that. So to fulfill that need, we require to carry the oxygen cylinder, and that's why the mountaineer carry the oxygen cylinder into it. Okay, now what is air made up of? Okay, now we wonder, like, what is the things which is air made up of, and why it is important? So it is a mixture of many gases. Okay, so many gases mix together, and that gases will form the air. Like first thing is the, like, air is combined or mixture of water vapor. Okay, what are the things which is air made up of? First is the water vapor, second is the oxygen, third is the carbon dioxide, and fourth is the nitrogen, as well as some amount of dust. Okay, dust and smoke. You must have seen dust when you see there is a empty room, and you see some of the sun rays are coming, and in that some sun rays you can see the dust particle into it. So the dust particles and smoke is also present in the air, it is also a part of air. Okay, so let's talk about each and every component in detail. What are the water vapors, and how we can say that air is consists of water vapor? So what is that? If we take a beaker, this is a beaker, and here we are taking some water into it, and we have placed some ice into it. This is the ice cube. So because of that ice cube, this water become cool. And due to this cool water, what happened? The surface of the beaker will also become cool. Okay, so now because of this cooler surface, what happened? The air around us, which has the water vapors into it, and those water vapor, what happened? They condense. So because of this surface, the water vapors will condense and they form as drops of water, which we see outside on the tumbler, or we can say that on that beaker, whatever we have taken. On the outer side of it, you must have seen some droplets if you place any cool object into it. Okay, you pour some cold drink, or you can pour some cool liquid, any liquid, you must have seen that there is some droplets which surround all the outside of the beaker. So all these droplets are coming from the condensation of the water vapors. And we also know that the water vapor is very important for the water cycle also. To continue the water cycle, we require water vapor. So how? This is the ocean portion where the water vapors will evaporate because of the process of evaporation, and in the presence of sun, the sun will provide heat to the ocean water, and that ocean, due to that, the water will evaporate and form the water vapors, and those water vapors will become a cloud after that. Okay, so now the cloud will go to the mountain area, and here they start raining or start snowing, and because of that and melting of that snow and rain, or the water flow will be in the rivers, and again the river will combine to the ocean. So this is how the water cycle works. So if there is breakage here, if there is no water vapors formation, then there will be no cloud, and if there is no cloud, there will be no snow, no rain, and the river will also get dry up. Okay, so this will be a condition of drought if there is no water vapor present in the air. So air contain water vapor, we have this confirmation now. Okay, now what are the other component? Like second component is the oxygen. How we can say that oxygen is present? This is a table, and on that table we have placed two candles on it. Okay, or both the candles are burning. So what we can do, we can take a glass tumbler. Okay, the tumbler should be transparent so you can see what happening inside it, and that tumbler, you close that one of the candles. Okay, what happened, like one candle will continue burning. They do not stop the burning because because air contain oxygen, and oxygen is the component which support the burning process. Okay, but because of this glass tumbler, after some time, when all the air or the oxygen present in the tumbler will finish it off, after that candle will extinguish. Okay, what that means, that it will not blow, or we can say that it will blow out. Okay, so why it is happening? Because air contains some component that support burning, and those component is known as the oxygen. Okay, so this is how we can say that oxygen is present in air. So this is the candle which is open, so that all the oxygen it need for the burning process, it can take from the surrounding. But this is the closed portion, so in the closed container, the air or the oxygen which is present in that container, it can consume that oxygen in the burning process, and after that the candle will extinguish, or they will blow out. Okay, so this is why we can say that oxygen is present in our air. What else is the nitrogen? Nitrogen is also present, and nitrogen is a very major component. Okay, the quantity of nitrogen is very high as compared to the others. So how we can say that even after that tumbler, this is the tumbler, and there was the same candles, and after that blew off. Okay, when this, because all the oxygen is absorbed by the candle, and now the candle is blew out. This is blew out, and after that also there is air present in the container or in that beaker. So that container, that component which is present in that beaker will not support, it will not support burning. That's why it is present. If they will support the burning, then the candle should be burning. Okay, so it should continue that burning process, but it not burning because there is the component which is present in the air which do not support the burning, and that component is known as the nitrogen. Nitrogen do not support the burning process. Okay, so we can say that nitrogen is also a part of air. Okay, fourth is the carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is also present in our air. How we can say that? If we take a closed room, this is a closed room. Okay, what happened in the closed room? We are burning some of the woods or anything, you can say any material is burned in that closed room. After some time, if you are standing in that room, after some time you will feel some suffocation. Why you feel that suffocation? Because the burning of the wood or burning of that material require oxygen, and all the oxygen which is present in that room will consume by this fire process. Okay, so because there is oxygen level is down in that room and carbon dioxide level is high in that room, that's why you feel the suffocation. Okay, so due to the accumulation of the carbon dioxide in that room and the burning is still continue, you feel the suffocation into it because oxygen level is dropping. Okay, so this is how we can say that carbon dioxide is also present in the air. Okay, what else? Like we all know the process of respiration. Okay, now normally how we respire, what we do, we take in the oxygen. In the case of human being we are talking, or in case of animals, they take in the oxygen and take out the carbon dioxide in the air. Okay, so what is this carbon dioxide? From where we are taking oxygen? From the air we are taking the oxygen and putting the carbon dioxide again into the air. So air contain both oxygen as well as the carbon dioxide. So the presence of carbon dioxide is also a part of mixture of that air consists of. Okay, last thing is the dust and smoke particles. Have you ever seen when we burn any fuel, that will cause some kind of smoke, and that smoke will cause the pollution in our air. So we can say that the burning of fuel will cause some smoke, and that smoke will also a part of air. Like you have seen in the chimney of the factories. Okay, like in normal factories they used to have some chimney into it, and that chimney will escape all the pollution, all the air pollution into the air. So from what is they doing, they are removing the all the smoke into the air. Okay, so this is from where the smoke is coming into the air. And the source of dust, as we all know, the soil is the source of dust which is present every time in the air. Okay, so these are the components which the air is consist of. What are the components? So the air is composed of water vapor. Okay, it is consist of water vapors, oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and dust and smoke particle. Okay, I hope you have understand this concept. Now the main concept is how we take in the air and do the respiration process. So from the air, how we breathe through the nostrils. What are the nostrils? Nostrils are the holes in our nose. So these are the holes. This is our nose, this is our mouth. So here are the two holes which is present in our nose, and these are the nostrils. Okay, they contain the fine hairs. As well as mucus into it. And what these two do, they help to prevent the dust particles from getting into the respiratory system. Okay, this is how our body is made up of, so that our body will protect out all the particles which is not useful for our body. They can throw them out, or they can restrict their movement in our body. So this is how respiratory system work. Because of that fine hairs present in our nostril and the mucus present in our nostril, all the dust particle or smoke particle, or we can say that the harmful particle, will stay away. They do not get into the respiratory system. Okay, what are the respiratory system? Like our lungs and other portions. Okay, so how we can say that the like we already said that the air is present everywhere. So can we say that air is present in water also? What is the proof for this? Just take a metal container. Okay, this is a metal container, and start the heat. Okay, start the heat. What happened after heating the water for very few times? Now the water is not boiled. Okay, before the water get boiled, you can see that there is some bubbles in the base of that beaker. Okay, you must have seen these kind of things like while making tea also. So what happened? Why these bubbles are coming out? What are these bubbles? These are the air particles, air which is present in the water, and that air will coming out because in the form of the bubbles. Okay, so before the boiling you can see all these bubbles which is getting in the base. So we can say that water is also contain air. So how can we say that soil also contain air? So let's take an example of it also. Take a dry soil and put it into a beaker. So we have taken this dry soil and put it in the beaker. Now we put some water into it. Okay, pour some water into that beaker. What happened? You must have seen some bubbles into it. Okay, some bubbles coming out of that soils to the surface of the water. What are these bubbles? These bubbles shows that the water is soil is also contain water. Okay, so the presence of air in the soils is indicated by all these bubbles. Okay, now the main concept is how this balance is made, or we can say that how, if we consume the carbon oxygen from the atmosphere, how this oxygen is replaced again. Okay, what is the balance? What is the thing which make the balance of oxygen as well as the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere? So what are those things? These are the photosynthesis process, or we can say that respiration of both plant as well as animals, plant and animals. These process will help us to balance the oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Like in the with the help of the plants, the photosynthesis, the process of photosynthesis, what this process will do, in this process the plant will make their own food, and as a byproduct we will get oxygen out of that plant. So our plant is producing oxygen which can be consumed by the animals as the process of respiration, and in the byproduct of respiration of animals they produce carbon dioxide, and that carbon dioxide is required for the process of photosynthesis. So this is how the whole balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide happen when we have both plant as well as animals present in our atmosphere. Okay, so this is how the balance occur. Okay, so what happened? Why or we can say that is that wind is important for us, or we can make any other activity with the wind also, like with the windmill. You must have seen some windmills. So these are the big blades of the windmills, and this is the big a large stand on the ground. Okay, so what happened now? The wind, when the wind will blow, because of the blow or the strength of the wind, these blades start moving, and due to that moving it will create an energy, and that energy can be utilized to form to make our necessary things. Like with the help of that energy we can draw water from the tube wells, okay, or we can run a floor mill through it, okay. Like floor mill, in that we require some energy, and that energy we can get from the windmills, or we can say that we can generate electricity with the help of the windmills. So with the energy which is present in our air, we are converting that energy into the electricity. Or in because of presence of air, the birds, the bat, or we can say insect, they can fly into the sky because of the presence of air into it. Or we can say that the movement of aeroplane, okay, or we can say that the aeroplanes, or we can say that the parachute, they also require the direction, as well as they require air too for their movements. Or we can say that the movement of pollen or movement of seed from one plant to another, we require air for that. And one more important role for the air is very important for water cycle also. So in the water cycle, the movement of the cloud is depend on the pressure of air. Where the pressure is higher, always the air move from higher pressure to the lower pressure. So the air, where is the air low, the clouds will move toward the low pressure, and there they can rain into it in that place, okay. So this is how the air will help us in our daily life, or we can make our work easy with the help of the air. So this is all in this chapter. I hope you have learned all these concepts. If you have any doubt regarding this chapter, please ask me in the comment box. And if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe my channel. And thank you guys for watching this video.